start that. So Cara had sent me like a couple questions to talk with y'all about tonight. And one of the things she asked is what the best thing I have done for my business. And she said, she kind of gave a couple examples and what I thought was the best. And really, it's as simple as networking. I mean, that is by far the best thing I would say for my business, because if you think about it, everything goes back to that. Opportunity meetings are amazing, but if you're not networking and you don't have people to bring to an opportunity meeting, it's not going to do you anything. Mm-hmm. And I'll say my very first opportunity meeting I ever went to was the opportunity of a lifetime meeting last year. I had just turned Emerald. So I was Emerald before I ever even attended one, much less spoke at one. So you don't have to do those to succeed, but they can be great. They can be great tools, and they're good for building belief. And it's different personality styles. Some like them better than others. So, and parties, same thing with a party. If you don't have a great network, that's not going to get you anywhere. So really the foundation of this industry is relationships. You have to be able to build trust in people, especially with Plexus over lashes or Scentsy. People don't have to trust you to buy candles, but if it's their health and weight loss and they have to be vulnerable with you about what they're going through, they have to trust you. Mm-hmm. So it is so key to build good relationships with people. One thing that I have been challenging a lot of people with lately when I've been on phone calls with them is adding somebody new to your Facebook friend list every day. And that can be very challenging to people, and a non-Plexus person, they don't count. And so anytime I am somewhere, and this is one of the reasons why I have gotten to where I am, because I naturally did this before Plexus. I didn't realize what I was doing. It just was something I did. But when I met people, I would friend them. I was kind of a friend collector. And so, but when I meet people, I don't talk to them about Plexus very rarely. I'm actually not good at that at all. Some people are very talented at that. I'm not. I just listen and get to know them and talk to them. And then, then I'll find them on Facebook, and then I'll send them a message and say, hey, it was great chatting with you. Just wanted to say hi, or, maybe we can get together with the kids again, or, just a little personal shout out so they know that, we connected in some way. And that's just the beginning of trust. You're forming seeds of trust with this other person. And that is really the center of this industry, is building trusting relationships with multiple people. And if people trust you, they're gonna, and most people have a need for our products. I mean, 95% of people have a need for our products, whether it's weight loss or health or vitamins or, people need it. So it makes it so much easier to get customers and get ambassadors if you have that trust built with people. So that is the core. I mean, it really is as simple as that. So that is my big thing. What I would say is key for the business. Personal development tips is something Cara had said. I love Brene Brown. I recommend her a lot to people. I don't know if anyone has ever taken me up on my recommendations and actually read her books, but please, if you ever read a book, there's two I love by her. One is called Daring Greatly. If you're going to actually open up a book and read it, read Daring Greatly. If you like to hear it, she has an Audible book called Power of Vulnerability. And I love the Audible one on that one, because it's most Audible books, it's somebody reading you a book, and it can be engaging, but at times you zone out. The Power of Vulnerability is actually her speaking at a conference. So it's so much different. It's like listening to a podcast or something, and it's way more engaging. So I have actually listened to that Audible book, I think 4 times now. That's when I need personal development, I go back and re-listen to it. It covers everything you need to be grounded in this industry. She talks a lot about scarcity in her books and her Audible. We live in this culture of never enough, and it is so true in our industry. You know, I don't have enough points this month. I haven't signed enough ambassadors this month. I'm not losing enough weight. I don't have enough energy. You know, it's always somebody has something more than you do. And we feel like the way to cure that is with abundance. So I will feel better if I have more people join my team. I will feel better if I lose more weight. But there is always somebody that's doing more than you. And you'll never win if you think that you need more. You're going to always want more. And it is so important, and this is why I love her, and it keeps me so grounded, to remember that where I am at is enough. And I think we have to be reminded of that over and over and over. You are enough. As long as you are showing up and trying and pouring your heart out in this, it is enough. And so I just love her. I really, really do. Another thing that she talks about is, I mean, the book Daring Greatly is all based on the quote by Theodore Roosevelt. My training manual, I started it with that quote. I just want to read it to you again because I love it. Let me Google it real fast.
Awesome.
It's not the critic that counts. It's the, let's see, the man in the arena, the Theodore Roosevelt. Come on, internet. So it's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena. I want to stop there because you're going to be criticized when you post something about Plexus. You are going to have haters. People think that, you know, weight loss, they just think it's weight loss first. And they think weight loss pills, it's going to kill you. You know, this is going to hurt somebody. You know, aren't you scared of what you're putting in your body? And these people are the critics. And they are not in the arena. They are not doing what you're doing. And they don't count. And it's so hard to remember that because anytime we hear it, it hurts and it, you know, it affects us. So I just love this because it's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat. I just love that quote. But again, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. You know, I think that we should approach everything in life at this. You know, I'm going to pour myself into this. I'm going to give it my all. And if I fail, it's okay because I showed up and I tried and I did it. And I'm not going to listen to the person who's sitting in the stands and they're not in the middle of this with me. You know, I'm going to listen to the people who's in the middle of this with me. Those are the people, if somebody who is really in this with you comes to you and says, you know, Cara, you know, maybe this isn't how you should be doing this. Those opinions, if it's somebody that you trust and they're there with you, might be something you want to listen to. The person in the stands, they don't know. And so I love that. I love that quote about, so not letting the critic count and knowing that who to trust, knowing whose opinion to trust and whose opinion to let into you. So another thing that I wrote down that she says that I love is she has this quote that whenever she approaches anything, like say you're going to dinner with friends, before she goes into that dinner with friends, she tells herself, she says, don't shrink, don't puff up, stand your sacred ground. So I think when we are in a place where we feel vulnerable, human nature is either to shrink and not say anything, or else it is to puff up and become boastful. And I think different personality types tend to maybe go one way or the other, but whichever one is yours, you know, remember, don't shrink, don't puff up, stand your sacred ground. Be yourself. Be open. Be authentic. Be vulnerable. And if you get critiqued for that, remember, it's not them who counts. So this is why when it comes to personal development, I always go back to her books and her things, because it covers the core of what we have to deal with in this industry to stay grounded. And she just has so much wisdom in her books on that. And so I love that. And so moving on to an entirely different topic now, another thing that Cara had asked me was following up with customers and ambassadors. And like, how do you do that? What does that look like? Because she was saying that, she tends to get different responses. And I feel like this is something that I'm not good at. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm not good at it is because, again, I am one of those people who lets other things that are said to me, I take it personal. So I tend to be scared to follow up because I'm afraid of the response. And we can't be that way. That's one reason I'm not good at it. Another reason I'm not good at it is because I'll tell you, there's two kinds of people I have found when you're approaching this. You have people who they like teamwork, and then you have people who don't. I'm in the don't camp. So I don't want to be told how to take my products. I don't want to be told how to run my business. When I joined, I just ran with it, and that's how I do life. Like I was a horrible employee because I never liked bosses. I don't want somebody to tell me what to do anything. Just give me the work. Tell me what I'm doing. Let me figure it out myself. And so I tend to think other people are that way, but they're not. You have the people who like teamwork and they don't want to do this to get alone. Like they don't want to be ambassadors alone, or they don't want to even take the products alone. Like they really want you to hold their hand. And so when I follow up with people, always make sure you do at least 3 times. I have a list of them and I'll check them, make sure everyone at least has 3 checks. I've checked in with them all 3 times. The people I check in with 3 times, I say, how's things going? And they say, fine, or crickets. You get nothing. They are probably like me, And the people, when I follow up with them, they have a list of questions. Don't stop following up with those people, because those people want you to hold their hand. Those people want you they need constant encouragement. So if I check in with somebody once and I start to get lots of questions or lots of, tell me, even from the beginning, tell me exactly how to take the products, tell me exactly what to do, those people just want you to do this with them, and that's hard for me to remember because I'm not good at holding hands. Because again, it's a personality style. I'm more of an independent person, but these people need you. So just keep in mind, this isn't about you. It's about your people. Like, what are their needs, and try to meet them where they're at. And it can be maddening because you're getting all different kinds of responses, but don't be afraid of what they're going to say and try and meet them where they're at. So, questions?
Oh. I have a team of 6 now.
Okay.
And I want to get them to start building their customer base and to start building their ambassadors. But I don't know how to start doing that.
Okay. So do your 6, do they have customers yet, or are they still?
Yes, they all have at least one. 4 of them have at least one customer, and then 2 I just signed up at the end of last month.
Okay.
So they don't have any.
One thing I'm starting to kind of change gears on is as soon as I'm signing people, getting them on the phone instead of trying to communicate the information in a message. I used to always do it through a message, but I'm seeing, but again, that was my own independent personality. I wouldn't want someone to call me because I don't want you to tell me what to do. But I'm really, that's not the norm. Most people are in the other camp. Most people need the phone call, and you're going to get more immediate action if you actually talk to them in person. They're going to be, and if you can talk to them as soon as someone's new, maybe your new people that you just signed up, set up a phone call with them this week or next week if you can, and just tell them, go out, find, make your list of people who you think that would love this. I would make sure they make their list, and then contact your closest ones first. Find your people that, you think need this. Your dad needs this because he has rheumatoid arthritis. So call him up and be like, you're being a customer, sign up tonight. You need these products. It's going to cure your rheumatoid arthritis. That was my dad. That's why I'm saying that. And, maybe your sister has migraines, or maybe your aunt has diabetes. Find the people that, need the products, and get your customers. Find 3 preferred customers, because if you find 3 preferred customers, you're going to make enough to cover probably all of your product. And if they can do that their first month, they're going to feel successful. So, and that's the first thing. And then try to go to your best friend and be like, you have to do the business with me. Your family, you're probably just going to start them off on the products, but your best friend, do the business with me, because I don't want to do this alone. I need a teammate in this. And then especially if you can get them 3 customers and get them to silver in their first month, those are the ones that tend to see more momentum, because they're excited. They see an income. They have teammates they're doing it with. And if you can say that in a phone call, it's so much easier to make them go out and do, versus if people sit on it for even 2 weeks, they'll
fizzle out.
Yeah, very quickly. Unless they just see an instant, the ones that don't fizzle out, the ones that see like an instant testimony, those tend to do better. But that's not as common. A lot of times it does take longer to start to see, your health change, because it took you a while to get to where you're at.
Right.
So it's probably going to take you a while to get better too. So, so try to get your new people on the phone.
A lot of my new people have said, like, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to push people to try this. I don't want to do that. And so I'm kind of having a hard time with them even posting on Facebook.
Right.
I'm telling them, post on Facebook every day, just something about your journey and about what's going on with you, how you're feeling. And they're just, how do I get them to keep doing it? They're not.
I mean, I usually say good, because you're not going to sell this if you're a salesperson, and if you kind of, let them know that, because it's trust. No one wants to be sold to about weight loss. No one wants you messaging them and saying, hey, I noticed you needed to lose 10 pounds. Why don't you try this product?
Yeah.
Salespeople don't work at this. So I would just tell them, it's not about salespeople. It's about sharing your story and sharing other stories. Like, what if you really had, it's getting them to build that belief that what they have is actually could change somebody else's life. These products, I truly believe, kept my son from maybe committing suicide as a teenager. Could have saved me from losing a child. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. And so they could literally be life-saving products. So if people could, get that belief, and you could just, if your migraines are gone and you had them, I mean, wouldn't you be mad at somebody else if they had this and they didn't tell you while you were going through it? I mean, you don't have to message people either. I'm you don't have to necessarily cold all of your Facebook people, just share, my migraines are gone. Don't even say plexus. Say my migraines are gone. Maybe start them off on that, just saying how they feel good, and don't say plexus. People will message them and ask. It'll still work. It'll sometimes work better if they don't say plexus. So I would see if maybe you could start them with that.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely data dumped in the beginning because you just don't know any better. But now it's definitely much more maybe plexus is mentioned, but maybe it's not. And the last time when I just commented about how I used to always take naps and now I don't, I got so many people sending me private messages, mommies who are tired and we need what you have.
Right. Yeah.
But I actually have a file that I got from Melissa that I tweaked, and I'm gonna post. That's what to do in the first 2 weeks. So I'll add that to our team page.
Great. Another question that I have is, I have a couple of people who I think could be rock stars on my team. How do I keep them motivated? I do really well with contests, because there are goals that I have to meet in order to win that contest, and so it keeps me motivated. What kind of contests or goals that would you run as a small I know you're like huge running contests like for your whole team now, but.
Right. No. And I have no idea on contests. I go back and forth. It's so hard to know, like, is this going to work? Is it not? And sometimes I wonder even, are the people winning, were they even motivated by what I did? Like, or was it accidental? Like, it's so frustrating when I give a prize to somebody that didn't even know they were in a contest. I'm like, that was $200 wasted. But I'll say, from what I've seen, I feel like sometimes I feel it can be more cost effective, but I feel like if it's not a drawing, it tends to be more effective. But then you can still limit it. The first 2 people to do XYZ get this. It makes it more attainable. I think people think, I'm not lucky, I'm not going to win a drawing, so they don't try as hard sometimes. Unless it's a major prize, then they might try a little bit harder. Like the iPad tend to get people a little more excited. But if I'm just going to do a drawing on, a pair of earrings, I'm probably not going to see any change whatsoever in my signups or in my, I just, and also when you do a contest, I will say you cannot just put it out there and expect people to get excited. It's almost like you have to promote the contest like you have to promote Plexus. You have to tag them, you have to get them excited, you have to cheer them on, and you have to keep doing that throughout the duration of the contest. I've also found I don't like month-long contests because people lose. People are just very short attention span. Blitzes tend to get more excitement and more feedback. So try to make it, even a couple weeks. I don't think I would do longer than a couple weeks. Weekend things. I like to do things like post on Facebook. Like I used to do this a lot, and I haven't in a while, but like a post on Facebook contest. So everybody who posts on Facebook today, and then I would do a drawing, but it's something easy for them to do, like, every time you post on Facebook, share here, or tag your name here. So if that's something you're trying to get them to do, that would be kind of a good thing to start with. And it can even be just a small prize, you win a network marketing book or, something like that. But if it gives them something, but you need to make sure, you're giving them a tangible thing to do and don't make it too complicated.
Right.
And then it's also finding people's love language. Not everybody is price driven. Some people just want shout outs. I would also start working on, when someone gets a new customer, give them a shout out, because some people are more, words of affirmation. They're more motivated by, the appreciation than they are something tangible. So, make sure you're going at it in both aspects. And the shout outs, that's a lot easier, and doesn't cost you anything too. Yeah.
I'm like failed at all of that.
Yeah.
I'm not posting contests well.
No, it's okay. No.
Well, I try. It helps me.
Okay. But maybe, Cindy, for your girls that are new, you can just do like a mini contest to like piggyback what we're doing this month. And give them like a little mini challenge. Like if you get 4 in a row, that you're going to give them something as well.
Okay.
Like to encourage them to even do it. Because we're doing like a little bingo card.
Oh, yeah.
And it's more of like a checklist. Like wearing a Plexus t-shirt out in public.
Yeah.
Sending thank you notes. Yeah. Printed it.
That's awesome.
And then like every couple of days, like I try to like make a comment on it so that people still realize like it's going on. And I told people, I encouraged them to take a picture when they printed it off and like post it that they were going to do the challenge. And Cindy was the only one.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Another one I've seen people do is give your business card to someone in public and take a photo with them. And I've seen people have fun with that too, so they know that they're sharing Plexus with strangers. I've never done that contest because I'm not good at sharing with strangers. So again, just being real there.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be good at that either.
Huh?
I shared it with a stranger at Nordstrom's.
Oh, yay!
It was awkward, but it was good. It was more for my personal, like just getting out of my comfort zone.
Yes, yes. It's hard to do. It is.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I had.
Well, good. Well, I hope that was, somewhat helpful.
Yes, very, very helpful. What was the name of the author that you really, really liked?
Brene Brown. It's Brene Brown. Yes.
I'm gonna have to check her out.
She actually lives here in Houston. I need to stalk her.
Does she do
Awesome.
conferences? We need to go to a conference.
Do what?
Does she do conferences?
She's doing that church thing, the leader thing, the leadership summit that a bunch of the different churches are hosting. She's one of the speakers for it. Yeah.
When is that again? Because I need to mark that on my
I
calendar.
think it's in July. I need to look. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look and let me know because I want to come.
Yeah, yeah. And I've actually seen her. I think she spoke at convention for it was for another direct sales company, but it was something random, like Perfectly Posh, I think is what I was like. Lucky them. That would be awesome if she ever spoke at ours. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I need to follow her and see if she speaks at anything else anytime soon.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool.
And she has some TED Talks too, if you want to just watch a short video. Have y'all been on the TED Talks? Do y'all know what those are?
No.
It's like
No.
TED.com. It's a bunch of professionals it's a conference of just professional business people that there's some great talks on there. So you might go check out TED.com and you can search for her name there, and she has a couple, and there's a bunch of other people. I think Victor Antonio might have a few on there. There's a bunch of other good people that have good talks on there. So you can just search by subject or look at the most popular trending ones, and a lot of them are. I've honestly found more beneficial information in just general leadership type books and talks than I have network marketing books. Because a lot of the network marketing books, they're the same type tactics, I feel like, but the actual leadership books and skills and business professional books, I've found more personal development from. So I like the TED Talks.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a good night.
Yeah, good luck on getting diamond.
Thank you.
Diamond, or I don't know what you're trying to do, but good luck.
Yeah, no, that's right.
It's gonna be great.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Talk to you
Thanks.
later. Bye, ladies.
Bye.